So let's get into it. I posted the build, but I feel like some of you would like to hear my voice and hear me just give you my take. So, hello, I am Koledablueflame. Check it out. Bellstone holster, right? So we got 1% armor regen, armor regen, and skill damage, okay? Like I said, armor regen and skill damage is pretty much the whole build. It's a balance between skill tiers and armor. All right. Same with the knee pads. I have builds where I use Emperor's Guard knee pads, and I have builds where I don't. Right now on this character, my Emperor's Guard knee pads are for status effects. So I made this build without Emperor's Guard. If you have armor regen and skill damage on at least 3 to 4 pieces with a Bellstone or 2-piece golem gear, you will generate enough armor regen as long as your armor is about 1.2 mil. All right. I say that because the higher your armor, the better your armor regen works. Remember that. The higher your armor, the better your armor regen works. Some of you might not understand that and you think armor regen's not that good. Armor regen is typically only good if you have 1.2 or above, in my opinion. Okay? It doesn't mean that it won't work on lower armor builds. It just means it won't kick in as fast, and you're more likely to die from having low armor, especially if you're doing like heroics with directives and you're doing like legendaries and shit like that. Like, I wouldn't even use this build for a legendary. I would swap out the Momoto backpack, for example. This is more for invaded missions with 4 directives or 5 directives, and more so for doing like open world control points and shit like that. Bounties, whatever. The chest piece, perfect sparked. Some of you might not have this. That's okay. You can sub it out. You don't have to have a perfect spark. You can use a regular spark. A regular spark would do just as fine. If you don't want to use sparked, you can use Overwatch. Okay, Overwatch also works on the build. On some of my other characters, I have Overwatch subbed out for this. Okay, skill damage and skill haste is the rows I got. All right, so that's why you see those. If I could have put armor regen, I would have, but it was more important for me to be able to control that top row to put armor on the build. Okay. Now, I'm letting y'all see the talents for yourself. I don't feel like reading everything. All right. You should have reading comprehension. Now, if you can't read, then I will make another video separate from this for those who can't read. Because I do have friends that I've played with that can't read, and I help them by breaking it down in that way. All right. So we're going to back out of that. Now, the guns. Let's break down why we use the capacitor for this build. Sorry. So, it says on the capacitor, if you read it, shooting enemies, build stacks of a cap of 40. I'm reading the capacitor because some of you don't understand the capacitor. The capacitor is meant for skill builds. It's not a debate. It's not an argument. That is what it's for. It gives you more skill damage and weapon damage based on your skill tiers. I don't even know what else to say to that. I'm just going to leave that be. All right. Next. Why we use the harmony. Remember I said it's a distance build at first. You build the Momoto pieces from like the first wave. Then you can go pick up your pieces and then tank and draw fire for your other teammates. Some of them may have skill builds or a mortar build. I just ran with a group and he had a mortar and it was perfect. Like units, like synchronization between me and him where I could draw the fire and then they don't concentrate him because I'm in the enemy's face tanking. So he's able to launch his mortars without really being in danger. So harmony for perfectly in sync. This just doubles down on all your damage. It gives you more weapon damage. It gives you more skill damage. As I said, the guns in this build, don't worry about whether or not you're doing damage with your guns. That's not the point of this build. Your guns are solely to proc your skills. And if you don't understand what proc means, I will explain. It means to activate the talent. This build is based on the talents activating to give you more damage. Card Pistol gives you a skill tier when it's drawn. Same talent as the Harmony and Sync. Now, you could run the talent that's on Surge. I forgot what it's called. But y'all, my OGs that know what Surge is, the perfect talent on Surge, they also gives you more skill damage. I just don't like to have to do headshots. I don't want to have to raise my head and worry about headshotting. I guess it's something from running like really low armor builds as a skill build user. You really don't want to have to pick your head up. It's just, you don't want to. Yeah. So that's why I'm more of a fan of tech support than combined arms. Yeah, I will choose tech support over combined arms because my damage procs whether or not I shoot. Drone and turret for the skills. That's what this whole build is about, skill damage. So, I mean, you could use an oxidizer, technically. But for me personally, I just stick with the drone and turret. That way, I don't got to worry about shooting any skills. My skills are procced from me shooting. And then that way, everything works in unison. Very simple build. Oh yeah, technician for the specialization, for the skill tier. And that's pretty much the whole build. I wasn't trying to make this video too long. Gamer tag Koledablueflame. I'm doing this on my phone. Excuse the barbaric way of recording. I'm gonna get some equipment together. I'm gonna be live streaming. I'm kind of new to this, but yeah, this is my game. This is what I do. I'm a builder. I got more builds coming, and I'll be posting more builds. So I'm gonna end the video with that. Happy gaming, agents.